Hey people, it's me. Where's my glasses? Anyways, so we're gonna read another log trucker magazine or Loggers World, probably a Loggers World magazine. I don't really know yet, so we're just gonna have to look. But I'm gonna talk to you a little bit. Basically, my mom was talking to me today. And telling me, you know what, I think your content's kind of like really, because I've talked mostly about Vietnam, and that is about it. Everybody's wondering if my hand's fat. No, it's just because it's a fucking camera. But no, basically, she's like, hey, you can't read that kind of content all the damn time, because she's like, people will take it as a whole different perspective. And I told her, I'm like, if you want me to read something else, then I will. I'll do something else. Here we go. Yeah, see. So, anyways, we're going to read about Jesse Browning. Everybody who doesn't know me doesn't know. I watch a show, it's called Axemen. Basically, Axemen was a show that aired in the 2000s, or in the 2006. And basically, it's a show about loggers and their daily life, what happens on a landing and all that stuff, and what they do and all that stuff. Most of it in the beginning of the first season was mostly out in fucking Oregon and Washington, and that's it. And then all the way to Alaska, Louisiana, and Florida, and Montana. And that's about it. But anyways, we're going to read about Jesse Browning. He was in the first season. Jesse Browning is a part of the J.M. Browning logging crew. Basically, his dad, Jay Browning, basically owns Browning, J.M. Browning Logging Incorporated. Basically, he owns it. But basically, this is about Jesse Browning and what his story, what he's doing out in the woods in 2018. But if you like my content, please make sure you hit the subscribe, like, and comment on my videos. And I will try not to do any fucking more gruesome Vietnam stories no more, because, well, it's like my mom said, that's kind of not what people want to hear. They want to hear happy stuff, all that shit. Well, it's like I'm going to tell y'all, I give you hard facts, and I don't fucking like I told my mom, I don't sugarcoat things. I give the honest fucking truth. I don't sugarcoat shit. Anyway, so let's get to the video, shall we? Hold on, people. I think somebody's going to come in here. Sorry, people. I had to open the door for the people who are going to come in here and clean my bathroom. Alright, so let's get to the story. Jesse Browning likes where he things are headed, as he struck out on his own with a Browning timber falling in Napa, Oregon. On his own with Browning, anyways. To say he grew up in the industry would probably be an understatement. Jesse's father, Jay Browning, is the owner of J.M. Browning Logging. See, just what I just said in the beginning, which is well known in the Pacific Northwest. Jesse began work when he graduated from high school, then went to Oregon State University in the forest management. There he became a part of the Sigma Chi fraternity, of the country's biggest and most renowned. But Jesse wasn't just on the college campus in Corvallis. Every break he would head back and log for his dad. After 2001, he began logging full time. Jesse said, I wanted to be a logger since I was a little kid, and be just like my dad. He spent 18 years with the company working in the rigging, and eventually he became a hook tender. He did run equipment as well, but repairs being on the ground. During this time, he worked under a Skagit BU 737 on a T90, a Thunderbird TTY 70, and a Thunderbird TSY 255. Through this, he did some off and on cutting and was broke in by his dad's followers who got so. Page 9. Confident with his work that they let him do strips. Fellow employee Mike Hawkins, Dave Lefferman, and Steve Usher helped bring Jesse along in both the rigging and cutting. Eventually, Jesse would help oversee the other sides of the company while also helping look at timber sales and bidding on them. Jesse got married to Dieta in 2000, but suffered a tragedy when his stepdaughter passed suddenly in 2000. They have 2 kids now, a 9-year-old JC and a 7-year-old Jason. We have an old cutting saw that I drained all the fluid and took the chain off, and Jason walks around with it and pretends to cut trees. Jesse said he told his sister that he wants to be a timber faller. For Jesse, he eventually wanted to make a name for himself and didn't want to be just the boss's son. He compared it to Dale Earnhardt Jr., and eventually making a name for himself in NASCAR after his father made such a big impact on the sport. I had done cutting off and on for a while. I wanted something different than the rigging. Jesse said, I'm kind of a problem solver. You don't get to be a hook tender unless you're good at what you do. So I kind of have a plan B and to Z guy. I have kind of a plan B to Z guy. I liked working through the things with my crew and getting a game plan down. Jesse said cutting was a natural fit for his mindset. He also added that his dad was a supporter of the change and helps advise with the company. There was no hard feelings, so Jesse started out his own company, Browning Timber Falling. Taking out a loan for the liability and trekking out into the woods. On January 7, 2017, his company began, and it just started with him tramp jumping for a job to job. He did this for 6 months, and when Warrenton Fiber with Nygaard logging is part of ask him to do their right of ways. I knew I would need to hire more people because of it, he said. Jesse hired green cutter along with the former J.M. Browning logging employee Mike Hawkins. Mike and Jesse had gone to high school together. I had pretty much worked around him my entire life, Jesse. Page 10. Jesse said, since then he's become my number 2 guy. He's been falling 20 plus years, and his dad was a contract faller too. He also had 4 years of experience cutting in Alaska. Jesse said Mike is a bulldog in the business, and at that he said no problem taking off and looking at more work while relying on Mike to keep things going smoothly. He's a very good friend. I can't say enough about him, Jesse said. I don't think this company would be where it is it's out without him. And my employees. Warrenton Fiber and Nygaard gave Jesse the opportunity, and he's since seen his cutting operation grow to 4 cutters. Rich Riley started as a part-time cutter that lived in Baker City and would come over when they got a shut out of the woods over there. Riley and his wife really enjoyed Western Oregon and moved over in the spring of 2018. With a bigger timber and year-round, it was a good fit for him. He fits in well with the crew and is a hard worker. Jesse said he's a phenomenal worker. He's always making the extra effort. Rich began logging in 2008, running equipment, and has cut for the past eight years. He's the guy that gets into the crummy and with a smile on his face. Jesse said there's a veteran group, Churchburg, who began as a tree planter in page 11 in 1979. He began cutting full time in 1986. He has what the hell? Oh boy. Anyways, he's worked under the yarder sides and helicopter logging as well, Jesse said. He cut and lived in logging camps in Alaska. He was the one of the that Mike hired Mike. And then years later, Mike turned him in on us down here. Jesse said he's a timber falling guru and had done pretty much everything. He's a guy we can all turn to for knowledge. He said if we don't know something, we assume that Chuck had done it and ask him. The company does a lot of cutting for J.M. Browning as well, which is a natural fit since Jesse knows his dad likes to log things because how we would log things. I know how he liked the things done, Jesse said. When I see a map, I have a good idea what we might use and not use for the landings. He usually keeps the commute within a 3 to 45 minute, and then the crew uses a steel 661 saws. Chuck sticks with his 390 Huskies as well. They get a majority of their supplies from Kalowitz River rigging, woods logging supply, and Clatstop power. The bars used vary from the Tuscarora and steel bars. Chuck also uses 36-inch Oregon bars, while he rest usually sticks with the 32 inches. Sometimes they might need a 42-inch bar. Will borrow a steel 8880 and a 60-inch Canon 52-inch bar. I don't like to pack bars and saws, Jesse said. We know what we need, and when we head out there, through the years, the size of timber had gone down. Jesse said the changes has been tethering, pushing some cutters into tougher and unsafe terrain. Anyways, people, I'm going to have to make a second video for this. I'll be right back. Bye.